NASDAQ.com halftime report. Enjoy the games on CBS.
All right, Jim, from Paul Brown Stadium in Cincinnati, Ohio, the hapless Bengals looking for win number 1 against the Tennessee Titans. Tim Brando alongside Spencer Tillman. And the Tennessee Titans, at long last, Spencer, looked like the team that was a yard away from winning the Super Bowl.
That's right, Timmy. Last week against the Giants was their statement game. They came out blazing saddles big time. Time of possession, total domination in 3 categories that almost always correlate to wins. 14 of 20 in third down conversion. Hey, 4 drives, 80 yards or more. That's pretty impressive.
And you look at Dick LeBeau, the head coach of the Cincinnati Bengals, incorporating emotion and a businessman's approach.
Well, what do you expect? He's a Civil War historian. The only question is how long will that hold up with this team if they continue to lose, Tim?
Cincinnati looking for win 1 of the 21st century next against the Titans.
CBS Thursday.
Let's get some help quickly, please. Gunshots are here.
What you see at this hospital, you'll never forget.
Oh, God.
City of Angels return CBS Thursday.
Nash Bridges, Fridays on CBS. It's all here.
What would it be worth to wake up in a great mood?
I'm in a great mood.
Because you had a good night's sleep.
I slept like a baby.
In a nice, comfortable room.
What a room, yeah.
How about 10% off?
Hey, I like that 10%.
With Super 8's VIP card, it's yours, guaranteed.
VIP, that's me.
At over 1,900 locations. Clean, friendly Super 8.
Clean, friendly, yeah.
Super 8, all the room you want.
Yeah.
Welcome back to our NFL Sunday Ticket Control Center. I'm Scott Lasky, leading you into your choice of 12 great games, 7 kicking off in just minutes. Throughout the day, if you need to quickly get caught up on all the other action, just click over to NFL Sunday Snap for up-to-the-minute scores and stats. Hey, have you noticed NFL rookies are catching on to the pro game like Peter Warrick and Mike Anderson? But who do you think will achieve superstar status and why? Write to me at slasky@nfl.com or through NFLSundayTicket.com and let me know what you think. Last week, I asked you if you thought Kurt Warner would break Dan Marino's single-season passing yard mark of 5,084 yards. Chris Jankowitz wrote, absolutely. He not only has the speed burner receivers to get it done, but he's got the full blessing of his offensive-minded head coach, Mike Martz. Marino's mark is history. Hold on there, Chris. We'll see how long it takes before these NFL defenses figure out how to stop the Rams. Now, let's review today's slate of games. The Redskins and Eagles battle for the top spot in the NFC East. The overachieving Dolphins at 4-1 need a win over Buffalo to keep pace in the AFC East with the undefeated Jets who face the Steelers. Later today, the Battle of the Bay as the Raiders invade 3-com to pillage the 49ers. And the Giants, also tied in the NFC East, take the field in Atlanta. Flip over to the game of your choice, and I'll see you later right here on NFL Sunday Ticket.
Welcome to the following presentation of the National Football League from CBS Sports, home of Super Bowl 35.
While the focus is on several other teams to represent the AFC in the Super Bowl, don't forget about the team from Tennessee.
We're going to change the way we run. We're going to change the way we tackle. We're going to change the way we win.
It's the Bengals and Titans next. On the banks of the Ohio River, the Tennessee Titans, proud defending AFC champions, realize the better part of me is we. Team leader Eddie George, Steve McNair.
Net 1, Pearl 2.
Bingo!
Mr. Barkley wins again.
These days, retirement can come sooner than you think. So let Schwab help you set up a tax-deferred IRA rollover account. Come visit us at schwab.com, and we can help you set up your IRA rollover account in just a few easy steps.
You got the upper.
So you can get the most out of your golden years.
I'm gonna get baseball cards. I'm gonna get clothes. Why are you spending your allowance? Well, I plan to build a portfolio that's broadly diversified in America's greatest companies, with a small portion aggressively seeking out higher returns. What's a portfolio?
It's never too early to learn about smarter investing. Visit us at thenewschwabwelcome.com, where every investor is welcome.
You might want to hold on to that Mickey Mantle card.
Neil Rackers will kick it away for the Cincinnati Bengals. And the Tennessee Titans send Derek Mason, who is second in the AFC, fourth in the National Football League, with an average of 31 yards per kickoff return. It is a cold, blustery day. There was a possibility of snow showers, but as I look up, I see a few blue skies just prior to kickoff. The wind, what there is of it, of course, coming behind Rackers. They'll have the wind here in the first quarter. Mason, 3 yards deep. All the way up to the 30-yard line. Titans have been averaging, beginning their drives at the 35. That's best in the National Football League. As you look at Steve McNair, coming off an outstanding performance a week ago, 293 yards, 3 touchdowns in last week's win over the Giants. Of course, injured, had that sternum problem off the Kansas City game, so he's not seen every snap this year. And does say that at times he needs to warm up a bit more because of that sternum injury, particularly when passing the long ball, but that was not a problem for him last week.
Timmy, look for a lot of play action. Spoke with Jeff Fisher just moments before the game. He says they're going to try to mix it up and take some shots downfield. There it is.
Yep, play action. This is one of their favorite plays. Pass is caught. Derek Mason out to the 45-yard line, a pickup of 17. The rest of that offense for the Tennessee Titans. Jason Matthews gets the call for the injured Brad Hopkins. He'll be measured against Copeland today. Lorenzo Neal, the outstanding lead fullback for Eddie George. And Sanders getting the call along with Mason due to the injuries to Yancey Thigpen and Carl Pickens, neither of which are active today. First down. Quick pitch to George. Nothing doing. Stopped at the line of scrimmage. Oliver Gibson, number 99, 6 years out of Notre Dame, comes up to make the stop. And the rest of that Cincinnati defense that's really struggled against the run. Barnes getting the call. He was acquired this year. Copeland's the pass rusher. The linebackers, Foley and Takeo Spikes, both have outstanding speed. Ross is in at the starting spot for the injured Armiga Spearman. Carter and Rodney Heath moves into a starting role, replacing Artrell Hawkins. He was burned a couple of times last week. 2nd and 10. George borrows for a couple, maybe 3. Negligible gain. Most teams defensively stack the box and say Eddie George won't beat us.
Yeah, in particular in this particular situation where they know the Tennessee Titans receiving corps is decimated with injuries, guys suffering from concussions, hamstring, knee injuries, the whole gambit. So they're just going to pack 8 guys in that mythical tackle-to-tackle box that stretches about 5 yards deep and from tackle to tackle. So far, it's been pass, run, run for the Titans.
3rd down and 7. Four wides. Here comes the blitz. McNair with time. Finds his man, Frank Wycheck. What composure and poise that time off that blitz, and it was well picked up by Tennessee, particularly the running backs who were staying back to protect McNair. Eddie George did a nice job picking up that blitz that was coming right up the middle.
And Timmy, with all of the receivers out right now, the guy that he has the best relationship, Steve McNair does, is with his H-back/tight end, Frank Wycheck. He likes this guy, and he's had the greatest relationship working with him over the last several years. So look for him to go to him quite often.
1st and 10 at the 38. This time McNair in some trouble, gets away. Gibson in pursuit, and Steve will just take himself out at the 34-yard line. Got some pressure from John Copeland off the defensive end. coming off the right-hand side. Second down and 6 coming up for Tennessee. That's where McNair really hurts you. I mean, you may have the best defense designed. His ability to get outside and beat you with his ability. He's like a running back playing quarterback.
Particularly with a young team. They get frustrated when they see that.
Nothing doing for Eddie George. Takeo Spikes comes up to nail him. He's the leading tackler on this team at 49 coming in today to lead this Bengals onslaught. The one positive aspect of Dick LeBeau's defense has been the linebacking core.
Yeah, the linebackers are the core of this team, and they're the staple. If they can get penetration early and often against this guy right here, number 27, Eddie George, he's the heart and soul of this team. If they get him going, they know that they're in trouble. If they can neutralize him, that gives them some hope.
Third down and 7.
Eight men are showing blitz.
Just as the play clock winds down, McNair with plenty of time. Caught. Wycheck again. At the 17-yard line. Hauled down by Tremaine Mack, the free safety. 4th round pick out of 97's draft from Miami.
Wycheck does a great job of coming out here and doing a shallow cross. Nice move on an option route, just finding the void right there and getting across the field, breaking a couple of tackles there. Tremendous push by Frank Wycheck. Again, the relationship that these guys have had for a while gives them the flexibility and confidence to make that throw and throw it consistently. Frank Wycheck, a great tight end / H-back.
2 receptions for 32 yards already for him. McNair is 3 for 3. Little bootleg, and here goes McNair, quarterback that can also run it well. A design play, almost first down yardage inside the 10, near the 8. Steve Foley takes him down.
And the thing about this defense, they've got to contend with the Titans' ability to control games. Last week against the Giants, they had a 19-play drive that ate up a ton of time off the clock. You know, when you've got that and you're looking at it and you're all jacked up, come out here slobber knocking, ready to knock somebody in the mouth on the defensive side of the ball, but yet they methodically take it away from you like that, it's discouraging when a team can just march down the field on you.
Second down, less than a yard. George makes the adjustment and has the first down at the 5. Glenn Steele, number 70, who comes in goal line defenses, can play either tackle really for Dick LeBeau. There you see Jeff Fisher, 42 years young, played at USC and of course was drafted in the 7th round by the Bears. Has spent time with virtually every big name in the National Football League. He's been like a human sponge collecting information.
One of the brightest minds in pro football today. You're looking at that guy right there, Jeff Fisher.
9 plays this drive, 66 yards already. And George gets it down near the 2. Adrian Ross comes up to make the first contact. Ross, normally the outside linebacker, forced into duty in the middle. Armiga Spearman, the rookie, has a bum right shoulder, so he's unable to go this afternoon for Cincinnati. So Ross moves over into the middle. 2nd and goal, Tennessee. Opening drive of our game, Paul Brown Stadium in Cincinnati. Snuffed out, and it's Ross that comes through along with Glenn Steele. Those two collaborate. So we're just mentioning Adrian Ross, a pretty good penetration that time.
Now, if I know Jeff Fisher, this play right here is all right. They're going to expect to be locked out a lot of times, particularly in short yardage situation. You get inside the 20 in this red zone, this is the most difficult place to score from on the field. They'll settle for that 1+ yard, but watch this. They're going to probably come back with some play action now. Run, 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 pass, run, run, pass.
Well, it's been an effective drive against Dick LeBeau's team, but you know, Eddie George has 6 carries for only 4 yards so far.
But that's okay. Look where they are. You know, that's the whole key.
Timeout, Tennessee. That's the team's first charge timeout.
Titans take a timeout. We'll be back.
Engineer Chuck Bazzina has always been interested in weight control. He thinks a truck should know the difference between a 2-year-old kid and a half-ton of pig iron. So for the GMC Sierra, his team developed a system that comprehends weight and balances braking. It's one more way Sierra is designed to give the driver unsurpassed control. Why worry about your weight when your Sierra can do it for you?
What does it take to get a plane off the ground? 50 tons of aluminum, 95 miles of wire, thousands of engineers, 1,200 suppliers, 3 million emails, 27,000 e-business transactions, and one very powerful e-business solution that makes the whole thing soar. SAP.
Tina Sinatra on her father's last days, the woman she wishes he hadn't married, and what he and the mob did for Jack Kennedy. 60 Minutes tonight.
CBS Thursday.
How bad is he?
We are going to do everything we can.
2 surgeons battle over a delicate procedure.
Cut that leg off and start rehab.
A racist sues the doctor who saved him.
Were there any complications during surgery?
A rapist is preying on nurses. And the only thing more shocking than the crime is his identity. City of Angels returns CBS Thursday.
New York's top producer has a tough new project.
You're gonna be great, Jim, because you're good.
A weatherman from Indiana.
Yeah. Of course you are, of course you are.
Welcome to New York, premiere CBS Wednesday.
Just your typical eat-up-the-clock drive, as we mentioned in the open of our show, that this is what they did to New York last week, and Jeff Fisher's team facing third down here.
That's right. You know, you start getting jacked up about what you're doing, stopping them on these short yardage situations, but then they come back and throw a play action on you and break your back. That's the tough thing you got to deal with.
3rd and goal for Tennessee. George the lone setback. Play fake again for Mason. Pass was underthrown. Well, he was in position. There was some pressure. McNair not at all pleased with the pass, but Derek Mason was clearly open in the back of the end zone.
And again, we talk about this being the most difficult place to score down here. If you can get pressure on the quarterback, because he's limited in terms of space and mobility, that's one of the ways you can force incompletions down here. Get pressure on the quarterback.
So Al Del Greco, the veteran, done such a marvelous job. 6 out of 7 this year.
Not a bad golfer either.
That's right. Among his many talents, he's also a scratch golfer. This is a 22-yarder out of the hold of Craig Hentrick. It hits the upright and goes through. Well, he got that one on reputation, didn't he?
He lifted.
The Titans take a 3-0 lead here in Cincinnati.
Welcome to figure drawing. Let's begin.
Do you have our supplies?
Oh, yeah.
For the great taste that won't fill you up and never let you down.
Get out!
Make it a Bud Light.
Engineer Chuck Bazzina has always been interested in weight control. He thinks a truck should know the difference between a 2-year-old kid and a half-ton of pig iron. So for the GMC Sierra, his team developed a system that comprehends weight and balances braking. It's one more way Sierra is designed to give the driver unsurpassed control. Why worry about your weight when your Sierra can do it for you?
When your kid learns to walk in a casino, only special effects can save your marriage.
Your son's very first steps. I told you, he's amazing.
And Monday, the #1 new comedy of the season dares to tell the truth about nursing.
Think about it. Would you take a bottle if you get it straight from the tap?
All new Yes Dear, CBS Monday.
Last season, someone took aim at Amy's family. Find out who survived.
Oh, my God.
Judging Amy, season premiere, CBS Tuesday.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by GMC. From professional-grade people come professional-grade trucks. Visa, the preferred card of the NFL. Visa, it's everywhere NFL fans want to be. And by Bud Light. For the great taste that won't fill you up and never lets you down, make it a Bud Light.
Here in Cincinnati, Roughly half of the first quarter is in the books, and Tennessee does manage 3 points as Greg Hendrick prepares to kick off for Tennessee. And yes, there is some wind blowing off of the Ohio today. And we did have cloudy skies with snow flurries in the forecast. And as we mentioned, the clouds were beginning to break just prior to kickoff, and you can actually see sun rays on the field right now.
Yeah,
So
this is football weather. You need a little bite in the air, though, right?
absolutely. Tremaine Mack is back deep. This is going to be a short kick coming up to an up back for Cincinnati. Nick Williams takes it, reserve fullback. That ball may be on the ground. I think it is. And Tennessee is saying they've got it. 15-yard return with a fumble. I think they surprised him a bit. Williams, the up back, took it, and contact made at the 33-yard line, and it apparently popped free. Well, if the Titans get it, it's business as usual for Cincinnati.
Yeah.
Get jumped on early and then have your confidence totally taken away.
And see, they're going to take probably a couple of minutes off the clock, even though they're deep in Cincinnati's territory. And you're going to look at 10 minutes being off the field right now. That's the situation if you're defensively looking at.
Perry Phoenix comes away with the recovery after the contact is made against Williams. And it came out immediately off the contact from Peter Simon, reserve linebacker.
It didn't even look like anybody got a helmet on. It looks like it's just a gang tackle situation. The ball comes out. Ball security is something that a coach is going to teach, particularly on special teams. Guys are coming at you 100 miles an hour. You got to protect the ball. 3 points of pressure. The arm, you got to bend over, then you got to put that thing in your breadbasket.
Well, this is not at all the kind of open that a team that's 0-4 wants. They find themselves up against it now with the Titans at their 33-yard line. McNair just threw that one away. Sanders, Chris Sanders, the intended receiver. A lot of pressure coming from Michael Bankston, the left defensive end, the veteran. McNair, who completed his first 3, has now missed his last 2.
Yeah, you know, Chris Sanders is a guy that's playing with a lot more confidence right now. He's a speed guy, and so you look for him to kind of run a little routes that are more misdirection routes and try to draw attention away from what they're trying to do as a total package. But he's playing with more confidence because Jeff Fisher has moved him over to the other side. Doesn't have quite as much to think about, so don't be surprised if he figures into the game today somewhere.
Second down and 10. Sanders down at the bottom of your screen. And draw to George, his most productive play on the ground thus far. Inside the 30, inside the 25-yard line. Takeo Spikes makes the stop. That's a 9-yard gain for Eddie George. A notorious slow starter who usually picks up steam with each and every carry.
So fast in the NFL, defensively, or teams, you're not going to find a lot of space, but Eddie George is one of the best in the league at making something out of what appears to be nothing. Not a lot of room to play around in there. Getting north and south, your shoulders down, making plus yardage. That's a good run for Eddie George.
Third down and 1. Who do you think is going to get it here?
They may go play action on you now.
Well, Wycheck in motion, and he follows Wycheck. Does Eddie George? Look out. Inside the 20, down at the 19, and a flag comes down. Artrell Hawkins in the game. Comes up to make the stop. He was the corner that lost his starting position to Rodney Heath today. It's a hold against Tennessee.
Personal foul, face mask.
That's a face
74.
mask against the offense. Well, that's rare.
Offense.
You don't see that too often.
15-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. Third down.
Referee. Against Matthews, the veteran.
Yeah, Bruce Matthews has been around this league a long time. You know, his skills aren't certainly what they used to be, but he's still one of the better guys at doing what he does in the league right now. But he had to compromise himself there and got his hand up to the face of a guy. That was Corey Hall.
Well, that backs them up to the 37-yard line. Third down and 14. Pressure, and McNair gets away. A miraculous effort down to the original line of scrimmage. Wycheck Oh, no, check that. George comes away with it. And it's Artrell Hawkins who makes the stop.
Well, again, here comes that Cincinnati pressure. They're showing like they're going to drop in zone. Then they've got a little corner cat stunt coming in there. Steve, how does he get out of this? This guy is unbelievable. And that's the thing that really hurts you defensively. You think you got him wrapped up, and all of a sudden he's able to get the ball off. Forget the fact that he just gets it back to the original line of scrimmage. He avoided disaster on that play.
Greg Hendrick will punt it away. Going for the coffin corner here. And flags come down. I guess they're going to just take the penalty. Hope they give Hendrick more room here. It would have been only a 49-yard field goal try for Del Greco had they elected to go
delay
for that.
Offense, 5-yard penalty, 4th down.
It is a delay, and Cincinnati will take it. It's a curious decision to take that penalty rather than decline. East is back deep. Fisher wanting to play field position, and apparently he'll get it. He will get it. The extra room really did help Hendrick. 30-yard punt, but very effective. Cincinnati will have it inside the 10, trailing by 3 when we come back.
We're all one family, one team, a football team, driving down Soldier Field with,
1:13 left on the clock.
1 minute, 13 seconds left on the clock, and
no timeouts left.
No timeouts left because the coach has stupidly used them all up.
Football fans can find anything they need at Chicago's Electra Electronics, provided they have Visa. Because if you try to use American Express,
and we score!
You don't have a prayer.
Yeah!
Visa, it's everywhere NFL fans want to be.
She's in the black Bonneville.
The Bonneville with MagnaSteer. It uses an advanced magnetic field for handling so precise, it can even outmaneuver itself.
Stop all black Bonnevilles.
The Bonneville SSEI. Luxury with attitude. By Pontiac.
Here I am, baby. Crisp, juicy chicken just for you. I'm KFC's Twister, and I'm new. On that here I come, baby, with wedges and drink just $2.99. Straight from KFC to you. Now, how good is that?
Can you wait a minute?
Garage door opener problems? LiftMaster garage door openers are professionally installed.
Here, Daddy, try this.
A phone is all you need. Call LiftMaster.
He's played through 5 bypasses, a severed finger, a wild dingo attack. And you thought football players had it tough. Dave Letterman taking one for the team weeknights.
You never know who's going to show up on the NFL Today. Sundays on CBS.
Tim Brando, Spencer Tillman back in Cincinnati, where the Titans lead at 3-0. Achilles Smith in his second year out of Oregon. Really, from a playing standpoint, it's as if he's a rookie. At quarterback from the 7-yard line, it's the veteran Corey Dillon. He gets it up to the 10, a pickup of 3. 2nd and 7 coming up. And Achilles obviously looking for some help today up front. The best is Willie Anderson, and he gets the matchup against Javon Kearse today. Many think he should be an all-pro, Willie Anderson. You see Corey Dillon, Gross, an outstanding fullback, and Tony McGee at tight end has been a go-to guy in this Cincinnati offense, either with Jeff Blake or Achilles Smith at quarterback. Not much. Gain of about a yard, maybe 2. He keeps going. Up to about the 14-yard line. Randall Godfrey and Eddie Robinson, number 55, collaborate on the stop. Tennessee defensively, very active, smallish front, but Kearse, he's the king of active. Favors Godfrey and Robinson are the linebackers. Walker, Robinson, Blaine Bishop, the outstanding defensive back who means so much to this team. They'll blitz him early and often.
And the Cowboys, they call him the Cowboy. Blaine's coming off the field. He's limping off.
Yep, limping off.
You talked about that defense of the Titans being a little bit small. That's okay for Jeff Fisher because he likes to bring pressure early and often in games. And you need guys that are smaller, active, and can make people miss in space.
Third down. They'll need 3. Going for the fade. Taken in, but they'll rule him out of bounds. Ron Dugans, they've really been trying to get him to become more part of this offense. That pass just led him a bit too far out of bounds on the fade. Youngster out of Florida State who teamed with Peter Warwick in college.
Yeah, they've got press coverage on the corners there, and Achille under pressure does the best he can on the little fade route. Gets it up just a little tad off. That's not bad for the kind of pressure that he's going to see, but he better get used to seeing it because Jeff spoke with me early before the game. He said that they're going to come early and often.
Daniel Pope, who's averaging 38 yards per boot, lets this one fly. Eric Mason back deep. Look out, he's got plenty of room. Spun down inside the Cincinnati 45-yard line by Adrian Ross. A 47-yard punt and 11-yard return. Titans in great shape when we come back.
The rugged Montana from Pontiac. It's nimble enough to tame the dusty trail. Pretty handy for life's twists and turns.
Never seen a minivan do that before. Maybe it's not really a minivan.
Life is more exciting in Montana. Like Pontiac.
E-Business Solutions. Judging from the number of e-businesses going out of business, most haven't solved anything. At Dell, we design our servers, storage, and services to make it easier to get results. They help us generate $15 billion a year in e-commerce alone. Now that's what we call solutions. What about you? To find out more, visit Dell.com. Yep, it's that easy.
Dell E-Business servers use Intel Pentium 3 Xeon processors.
You know Bette Midler as a superstar, but this Wednesday you'll see her as a wife.
Feed me, hold me, make me happy.
Isn't that from The Rose?
You know, I was nominated for that.
Here we go.
Sally Field, my
mother.
What are the kids eating these days? Pizza?
Yeah, Mom, pizza's pretty happening.
I heard that.
And friend.
Dear sweet Connie, get your head out of my tuchus.
It's a side of Bette you've never seen.
Careful, Doc. These girls are half my act.
Bette premieres CBS Wednesday.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Dell, providing the infrastructure to power your e-business. Dell knows how E works. And by Campbell's Chunky, soup that eats like a meal.
Tim Brando along with Spencer Tillman. Tennessee again outstanding field position at the 44-yard line of Cincinnati. The Bengals have only had one series. We're 3 and out. Tennessee could not take advantage of a turnover a little moments ago, and they're in great shape again with good field position. McNair's pass hit as he releases it, and it's caught by Chris Sanders. Third-round pick out of Ohio State in '95, and Sanders turned, and he's right there.
Great passing route here. This is timing. Chris Sanders, again, we talked about how he doesn't have to think a lot. Not much of adjustment there. Just a nice 12, 14-yard out route. The ball was on his way before he even made his break. That's tremendous.
Tom Carter took him down, the veteran. Picked up from Chicago a year ago. First down and 10 with the ball at the 28 of Cincinnati. Quick pitch to George. He lowers his head and manages the 20-yard line. Corey Hall makes the stop. Well, we talked about Eddie being a notorious slow starter as an old running back with the Titans organization when it had a different name. He certainly was able to get off to a great start last week against the Giants, but generally speaking, September's not good to him.
We had a couple of games where he had 21 carries earlier, but the more you give the ball to a guy like Eddie George, the better he gets.
Second down and 3. There he is again, inside the 15, down to the 5-yard line. As if on cue, Eddie George taking control in this series.
And the thing you like about Eddie George, we talk about how great he is. Lorenzo Neal, I'll tell you, the fullback, he's one of the best bob blockers in the league. We call him bob, meaning back on backer. He gets his head up there, gets square. And you got a guy like Eddie George that's got a little swivel in his hip despite being big and strong as well, getting plus yardage.
Well, Eddie's had 34 yards on his last 4 carries. Fumbles this one into the end zone, and Cincinnati's got it. Rodney Heath, the young man from Cincinnati, played in high school at Western Hills High School, played collegiately at Minnesota, picking that one up in the end zone.
And you can look at Eddie George's eyes. He certainly knows he's got that end zone in his gun sight. You got the helmet right on the ball. That's tough to stop. That's Derry Williams there.
Cincinnati dodges a bullet.
Mrs. Davis. Mrs. Warner. My Kurt's gonna destroy those Broncos.
My Terrell's unstoppable.
My Kurt ate Campbell's chunky soup before the game.
So did my Terrell. And he opened the can with his bare hands.
That's impossible.
You calling me a liar?
That's right. You want a piece of me?
Introducing the Chunky Pop Top.
You gonna tell him it's a Pop Top? I ain't going near that.
I remember this great kid, Tommy, sharp as a tack. He thought we should offer a package of voice, data, and web services for one flat rate, just like they do at XO Communications. So I told him, put it down on paper, and I'll let you present it to the board. I wonder where Tommy works now.
They can't. We do. Voice, data, and web for business. XO, not just talk.
Well, we build marine winches here and marine deck equipment. My boots, they're very important. I got to walk around all day in them. They better be comfortable and they better be right. These are my feet.
You have to have the equipment to match the environment. Bottom line.
Wolverine DuraShocks, the world's most comfortable boots, guaranteed.
We're not talking about a new kid on the block here. Wolverine's been around a long time.
I got enough hard work to do here in a day that I don't need my feet hurt.
Tuesday on 60 Minutes 2, Mike Wallace and Tipper Gore on how they both beat depression.
You mentioned suicide. I confess I've thought about it. Did you?
Tuesday at 9, 8 Central.
Tennessee has possessed the football for 11:44. Cincinnati 1:44. You see the turnover story. But it's only 3-0, and Jeff Fisher's really got to be concerned with blown opportunities in this opening quarter. Bengals now 1st and 10 at their own 20. And Achilles Smith. That pass thrown a little behind his receiver, Ron Dugans, but he did a nice job of adjusting to reel that one in. Here again, Darrell Williams. Watch him pop this ball free.
Yeah, that's the free safety. Give him credit for coming up. Eddie George doesn't turn the ball over, but look what he does. He puts his helmet right on the ball. I don't care how strong you are. If you put that helmet right on that ball, it's going to come out 9 times out of 10. It's a tremendous effort by Darrell Williams, a free safety coming up in force.
2nd down and 5. This time the Bengals out of the eye. Battaglia, the tight end, in motion. And Corey Dillon, not much there, stumbling forward to the line of scrimmage, maybe a yard more. Don't forget, next Saturday it's a big-time doubleheader. The Fighting Irish of Notre Dame will battle Navy, historically an outstanding matchup. And Auburn tangles with the Florida Gators. They're back. They took out LSU handily yesterday. Tigers lost their first game yesterday against Mississippi State. That's all Saturday on Home Depot college football. 3rd down and 4 for the Bengals after a gain of a yard for Dillon. Again, a pass thrown behind Dugans. Now, Ron was able to make the adjustment on the first pass a moment ago, but that time, that's just a miss for Achilles Smith.
And that was one of the things that Kenny Anderson talked to us about yesterday. The timing is off a little bit. These receivers are still young. I mean, this is a first-year guy coming in trying to create timing with the quarterback that's essentially still a rookie himself.
Daniel Pope to punt it away, gets it off at about the 15, and Mason is back deep. They angle it for the sidelines this time. Not a bad idea with Mason. We had a 12-yard punt return a few moments ago. We've got a marker down back near the line of scrimmage. So we'll have to check that out. Now the Bengals have done nothing. Preliminary indication against Cincinnati. And Jeff Fisher's waving him off.
Ineligible member of the kicking team, illegally downfield, offense. That penalty is refused, number 48.
Brad St. Louis, the reserve tight end, got down there too quickly for Dick LeBeau's team. But again, quality field position on the year. Tennessee is averaging field position at better than their own 40-plus yard line, and today is reflective of that. They've had outstanding field position.
Absolutely. You credit their defense for that. I mean, offenses have struggled against this group because they're so active. Prior to this particular exchange, they gave him a tremendous 49 yards starting average field position.
First and 10 at the 46-yard line, and the lone setback is George. Play action again. This time the pass for Wycheck is incomplete. Steve Foley did a nice job of peeling off from his linebacker spot, staying right with the outstanding tight end for Tennessee. McNair is now 5 of 8 for 71 yards. The thing about Steve McNair, no matter what happens, you can just tell Tennessee doesn't get down on themselves, and Steve has now really become a true veteran leader.
Yeah, last week he demonstrated a tremendous amount of confidence in himself, and I think the most important thing Jeff Fisher told me is that his teammates saw that confidence, and so they acknowledged it, and they're playing better behind him.
Over the middle and caught. That's Mason inside the 45 at the 44-yard line, and that should be the final play of the quarter. Tennessee up only 3, though dominant early on. We'll return to Paul Brown Stadium right after this message.
Trading online, huh? I do a bit of that myself, but I'm starting to get a little fed up. It turns out the cheap commission rate doesn't take effect till after 75 trades. What's with that? You know, I'd switch. What's the point? I mean, these online brokers, they're all the same. You know what I'm talking about?
Actually, I have no idea.
What?
Call 1-800-AMERITRADE. That's how you get somewhere on Wall Street.
Buy 4 Michelin tires now and get a free emergency roadside kit. And you'll be eligible to enter the Buy 4 and Score sweepstakes with chances to win a BMW X5 and an iMac computer or other great prizes. See your participating Michelin dealer by October 31st.
Tonight, we had the perfect meal for us. The Olive Garden's never-ending pasta bowl. You pick any of their special pastas, and you get all the free refills you want. Plus all the salad and breadsticks for $7.95. Good thing I was born hungry. The Olive Garden. When you're here, you're family.
CBS Friday, accused of a murder he didn't commit. Dr. Richard Kimball will come face to face with the real killer.
I died, you died.
An all-new episode of The Fugitive. Then, why would a Vegas jackpot winner commit suicide? Sometimes the smallest clues crack the biggest case.
Gotcha.
All-new CSI. And Nash's daughter is a rookie cop.
Don't get shot.
And maybe in way over her head.
Get out!
You stay out of it.
I'm supposed to be a cop, but not really.
An all-new Nash after The Fugitive and CSI, CBS Friday.
CBS Monday.
You can only push a man so far!
It's father against son.
Traitor! Don't come to my funeral! I'm coming. I'll be the one doing this.
Everybody loves Raymond. And why does America love Becker?
Hello?
He says what you think.
You want to talk on your phone, do what everybody else does. Go to a restaurant.
The Becker season premiere following an all-new Raymond Monday.
We prepare to open the second quarter of our game this afternoon between the Tennessee Titans and the Cincinnati Bengals. Jim Brando along with Spencer Tillman, and a place we know something about, New York. Jim, Mike, and Randy will be back with scores and highlights, our NASDAQ.com halftime report. A look in on a lot of games, plus an update on Oakland and San Francisco. That's coming up at the NASDAQ.com halftime report. Well, Dick LeBeau's got to be pleased, though his offense has done nothing to make it so.
Yeah, but his offense is putting his defense in a very tough situation, Timmy, and that works both ways.
They did measure on that last play of the first quarter, made it a first down for Tennessee. A swing pattern out to George. It was well read defensively by the free safety Darrell Williams. Williams, who popped the ball free earlier on Eddie George when he was going in for an apparent touchdown. Second down and 10 coming up.
Yeah, I call that play a kind of a throwaway play. I mean, Eddie George is obviously not their go-to guy when it comes to the passing department. But what it does, it clears out linebackers that are inside. Somebody has to be committed to the running back, and it opens up interior lanes. And that's what that play was designed to do. checking off the line.
Just got it off up against the play clock. Now George trying to make an adjustment and is down behind the line of scrimmage. For an NFL update, let's go back to New York and Jim Nance. Jim.
All right, Timmy B, we've got an injury update. Vinny Testaverde on the first snap of the game suffered a pinched nerve in his neck. He's out. Ray Lucas in. He's picked off by Dwayne Washington, who runs it back into Jets territory, sets up a field goal. Again, Testaverde out. Jets are down 3-0. Back to Tim and Spencer.
All right, Jim. Vinny Testaverde still out with a hand injury in that game. A pinched nerve in the back, we're told, as well. We'll have more on that at halftime. That pass is tipped into the air, deflected by Cincinnati, and falls incomplete. Steve Foley, the speedy North Carolina native, knocking that one down.
Titans had a pretty good play working here. They were coming back out to Sanders on the outside of a quick little what they call 83-81. Sanders coming right underneath on a slant route. Never got there. Foley doing a tremendous job tipping it.
Hendrick will punt it away. Last Hendrick punt was downed inside the 10-yard line. Got a little more leg into this one. And it manages the end zone for a touchback. So Cincinnati will have great field position by today's standards. They'll be at their 20 when we come back.
Trouble? It's Miller from Risk Management. He's in distress.
Miller. Monty, what's our capacity?
Well, headroom 38.5 inches, leg room 42.1 inches, and of course shoulder room.
Mister, I need hip room.
Front seat or rear seat?
Rear seat.
A full 54.1 inches, sir.
That's more than enough.
Got room for one more?
Climb aboard, Miller.
It's easy to get carried away. The Accord from Honda.
Caldo, calduccio, caldissimo. Aspetta,
Wouldn't it be great if you could buy anything, anywhere, with your cell phone? Wireless e-business, coming from IBM.
Call them Generation D, the generation that was born digital and raised on the net, speaking a language of zeros and ones. Now they're at WorldCom, developing web centers, the wireless internet. And for them, it's a joyride. Want to feel comfortable with new technologies? Work with people who are comfortable. WorldCom, Generation D.
When the fate of the free world is at stake.
They're gonna kill the president of Russia.
Every second counts. An all-new Jag, CBS Tuesday.
Akili Smith looking for some success to hang his Bengal helmet on here in the first half of today's game. You know, we talked to Akili the other day. He's a bright young man. I think sometimes intelligence can get in the way when you know things aren't going your way. And he said last week, after that fumble when he was sacked, it took a lot of his confidence away when Miami came from 13 points down and went on to win that game. Here's Corey Dillon, wide open, look out. And the All-Pro will take it the distance. Touchdown, Cincinnati.
Watch this hole open up here. Great little isolation play. Get flowing one direction, comes back underneath, finds a tremendous void right there. Marcus Robinson coming up for support, misses a tackle. Shamari Roll with the chance to make the tackle. He just stiff-arm does Dillon, pushes him off. Roll makes the mistake and tries to go after his leg. Much too strong for that. This is the guy they've been wanting to hang their hat on their offense, Corey Dillon. He's the running back. He's the guy that's going to carry this team.
Hey, that's only the third Bengal touchdown this season. And it could not have come at a better time. They lead the Titans 7-3.
sandwich was good. Is there another one?
Well, yeah, but we're saving it for Dale.
I'll be right back.
When you get that craving for Wendy's bacon mushroom melt.
Hey, Dave, you having fun? Yeah. Why don't you stay out a few more laps? Okay.
With 3 strips of bacon and mushrooms in a cheddar cheese sauce, it's impossible to resist.
Now, where's that sandwich?
Wendy's bacon mushroom melt. When you gotta have one, you gotta have one.
Daryl, I'm kind of hungry. I hope no one ate my lunch.
Captain, atmospheric conditions appear to be suboptimal.
Mister, that's not good enough. Come on.
Micron air filtration engaged.
Sir, unknown contact dead ahead. Could they be tracking us?
Not likely. We're a low-emission vehicle. Everyone, remain calm. What is it you want from us?
$1.25. Thanks. See you later.
Oh, yes. We will meet again.
It's easy to get carried away. The Accord from Honda.
You know me? Probably not. In my daily life, I like to be recognized. Hi. When I shop on the internet, I prefer a little privacy, which is why I use the American Express card. With private payments, I get the security of a unique number created for each purchase I make. It's just one of the ways American Express helps me protect my identity online. And soon they'll even help me surf the net anonymously, giving me the recognition I'm looking for. None. American Express. Don't leave home pages without it.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Honda, a winning lineup of cars, sport utility vehicles, and minivans. Wendy's Bacon Mushroom Melt. When you gotta have one, you gotta have one. And by Nextel, how business gets done.
(7-3) Cincinnati with the lead. Here in the second quarter, you see Corey Dillon coming off an 80-yard touchdown run. First rushing touchdown this year for Cincinnati. It comes down to Mason, and he's stopped just past the 25-yard line. Let's take another look at this outstanding run.
And Timmy, you got to credit the left guard, Matt Dwyer, and Rod Jones, the left tackle, for opening up this hole that Corey Dillon takes advantage of. You're just looking at pure raw athletic speed on the backside of that play there. Tremendous effort. That's where this team is going to hang their head. And Achilles reacting to this thing, excited about it, primarily because it takes a lot of pressure off his shoulders.
It really does. Well, Dillon now third on the Bengals all-time rushing list, passing Harold Green with that 80-yard jaunt. First down, 10 Tennessee. Well, the Titans missed all of those opportunities in the first quarter and now find themselves behind. Eddie George gets an easy 8. Should be second down and 2 coming up for Tennessee. Michael Bankston, number 90, coming up to make the stop. You get a feeling that this Tennessee team, that was a wake-up call not only for Cincinnati's offense, but for Tennessee as well. They've got a sense of purpose one would expect in this particular drive.
Yeah. You know, but the Titans are really comfortable in close game situations. I mean, dating back to last year, they've won 9 or more games by 3 points or less, so they're comfortable playing like this.
Adrian Ross comes up to make the stop of Eddie George. See what some of the quarterback club members like Warren Moon, Rich Gannon, and Donovan McNabb had to say in their weekly diaries, only on NFL.com.
Old Warren Moon still chunky.
Oh, isn't he?
At 44 now.
Yeah, I'd say that he listens to the same music we do.
Yeah, he's a boomer.
Yeah. First down and 10 for the Titans. Lorenzo Neal is back in. McNair in trouble. Down he goes at the 30-yard line. Glenn Steele, number 70. And Steve just didn't feel Steele that time coming off the backside.
Steele hard charging here up the middle. Again, we talked about how pressure can neutralize, particularly play action, because it's going to take you a couple of extra seconds to set this thing up. But if you've got tremendous push, which he does there, Steele does a great job. Just gets a hand on that ankle. Well, that's enough to let the posse come around and help you.
McNair has been pressured a number of times. Had a pass knocked down and now has been sacked. 2nd and 17. Here's George. Eddie taken off again. Past the 40 to the 43-yard line. Well, in his first 6 carries, he only had 4 yards. And then in his last 9 carries, he's up to 58 yards. So again, those season stats reflective of this game. Start a little slowly, and then the more carries you get, the more effective you become.
Well, that's his MO. I mean, again, 21 carries in the first couple of games. They got him plus 30, 35 carries in the big win last week. And the more you give it to this guy, the stronger he seems to get. Takes care of his body, physically fit as it comes. He's a tremendous asset for this team.
Oh, that's nice misdirection. First down pass. Caught to Frank Wycheck at midfield. Corey Hall makes the stop. It's another Tennessee first down. Well, we talked about the slow starts for Eddie George, and again, it's been this way all along for him. At 125 yards last week against the Giants. That generally means that he's on his way really a little prematurely. He doesn't have 100-plus yard games this early in the season. He gets them usually in the back half.
Yeah, but the interesting thing about it, you look at his career, 1,200 yards in his first 3 seasons. That's pretty impressive. In the end, those stats always catch up.
McNair looking deep this time, and it's incomplete. Wycheck, the intended receiver. Foley was back there with him to defend. But he's 2nd and 10 coming up. That's the pass. That kind of pass is the one that McNair said did hurt him when he was warming up from time to time after coming off the injury to the Chiefs. You see the receptions for Wycheck, most by a tight end since '96. He's not your typical tight end. He can get deep as well.
Well, that's why we call him a slash H-back. I mean, the guy's got fullback capability, but he's big enough to block for you. He can catch extremely well. He's a tremendous weapon for this team. That sternum shot you're talking about that McNair took against Kansas City, that's one of those situations where you come back and you get a shot right in the middle of the sternum. There's certain throws that are part of a quarterback's requisite core that you must have, and throwing deep with accuracy.
Please reset the clock to 10:22. 10:22. Thank you.
Our referee, Bill Carolla, setting the clock for Dick LeBeau. I think he's asking for a timeout now. As the debate rages on. 7-3 our score off an 80-yard run by Corey Dillon. They lead the Titans.
This is an ordinary cell phone. This is Nextel, and it's going to change the way you do business thanks to Direct Connect, its digital two-way radio feature. Frank? Not yet. It ensures instant contact. Bridget?
Got it.
Cost a fraction of cellular. It just passed. And it makes other cell phones...
Ready now.
Obsolete.
Direct Connect from Nextel. How business gets done.
Buy a Nextel internet-ready phone starting at $99.99 and get an identical phone free.
Coach Seifert, did you know that Staples offers more than just office supplies? They also have a copy center.
I enjoy the uniqueness of the variety.
Look, I made these George Seifert business cards, laminated this George Seifert photo and autograph, all at the Staples Copy Center.
Not many. Right.
I even made copies of your Sunday secret game plan.
I'm concerned about that.
Monty, set coordinates for track 5.
Aye, aye.
Good idea.
Sir, Interstate 13 is now in range.
Affirmative, I-13 it is. If it were me, I'd take the Egan Expressway.
On my ship, I call the shots.
Large vessel approaching fast.
Show 'em what a VTEC engine can do.
V6 power. Steady. Steady.
All right, people, let's take her home.
Here's the give to the bus. He's off left tackle, and he walks into the end zone from 10 yards away.
And there's an avenue for the bus, and the bus says, I'll take that avenue. It's Easy Street.
The NFL today.
That's a bad call.
On every frequency, he makes no sense.
They were going to knock you in the mouth.
Sundays on CBS.
7-3 with 10:22 remaining here in the second quarter. Dick LeBeau's team off a big play. Corey Dillon, an 80-yard run. This is one of those games, Spencer, when we look at the stats, not reflective of the score, because Tennessee has dominated this game. Blown opportunities. They've been inside the 5-yard line on 2 occasions and come away with no points.
Yeah, the Titans have been their own worst enemy. They turned the ball over and had opportunities to score, just hadn't taken advantage of it.
Here goes George again. Making it look easy. Rambling for a first down. Darrell Williams takes him down. Friday on CBS, why would someone who just won $40 million commit suicide? Or was it murder? Follow the evidence and unravel the mystery. It's TV's highest rated new drama, an all new CSI crime scene investigation. Friday, right after The Fugitive on CBS. George already with 75 yards rushing for Tennessee, but unfortunately a fumble into the end zone recovered by Rodney Heath to snuff out an easy 6. Tennessee with 10 first downs to Cincinnati's 1. McNair outside the pocket for Kenny. Aaron Kenny, the rookie of Florida, third-round pick, has been very productive when called upon, coming in to replace Frank Wychecker many times in a 2 tight end set that at times Mike Hammerdinger, the new offensive coordinator of Tennessee, will elect to go with.
Can we go back to that stat of, if I close your eyes and say, hey, look, you had no knowledge. I showed you a team had 10 first downs, another one had 1. Could you guess who won that game or who was winning that game? That'd be pretty easy to do, but not the case here.
Here comes the blitz, picked up well by Lorenzo Neal, and that pass is knocked away. Good work defensively by Tom Carter. We chatted with him the other day, and I think he's got a sense of purpose coming in here.
What a bright guy he is. You know, he's playing a soft catch technique here. Closes on the ball. He reads it's a comeback route. Tremendous timing. Gets that one right hand in there. And notice that left hand was up in the air so as to not get called for an infraction. Tremendous job.
You know, he said that Camp LeBeau, Dick LeBeau shut down the stereo and the, you know, thousands of dollars spent on that stereo system and no music's being played. He said from a practice standpoint, we're getting more in less time accomplished than we did in prior weeks. 3rd down and 10. A look-in pattern caught by Mason again. Close to a first down, maybe a yard shy. Artrell Hawkins hauled him down.
And that's what actually the practice is all about. It's about productivity, getting better. The more plays you can get into practice, the better off you're going to be. And I think that efficiency that Dick LeBeau is implementing is being shown every day. Extra 10 to 15 plays in a game.
On 4th down, they're trying to go quickly here and confuse Cincinnati's defense. A little flare pattern for George, and they weren't ready for it. 1st down, Tennessee at the 25. And again, credit this really experienced offense that's been playing together for some time now. There may be young players, but Jeff Fisher's had them now for 3 or 4 years.
Well, this speaks to a lot of things. Primarily, the communication has got to take place when you're running in so many different personnel these days. Quick snap, that's something that Jeff Fisher told me there's a possibility they may do to test this young team. A young team is typically going to fold under this type of pressure, and they showed it then in that situation.
1st down, 10 Tennessee, just outside the 25 of the Bengals. Wycheck in motion. Following Lorenzo Neal, an outstanding block. George looked to be ready to springboard, and then Michael Bankston came up with the shoestring tackle. Not as much is made of the old-style fullbacks in today's NFL, but Lorenzo Neal is a player that Jeff Fisher went out to get. And he said, you know, if we're going to have a power back like Eddie George, I want a lead back that can get it done and give himself up, and number 41 has done that.
Yeah, I was talking to General Manager Floyd Reese before the game. He told me, hey, when we got this kid, we told him, don't be thinking you're coming in here going to get 6 or 7 carries a game or pass reception. You're here in the smash mouth.
There he is again, clearing out linebackers as George takes it down to the 25. Rodney Thomas also in the game, and he had the carry that time for Eddie. His first carry of the day, young man out of Texas A&M that they're very high on. Look at that drive, 13 plays, 55 yards as Lorenzo Neal checks out. They'll bring an extra wide receiver for this 3rd down situation, 3rd and 4.
And that's the type of thing that breaks your back. They eclipsed Tampa Bay's mark for this season. 19-play drive against the Giants last week. This Tennessee Titans team can't control the ball.
Rodney Thomas, the lone setback. Mason, he's got it. Touchdown, Tennessee. Boy, that is just effort. Give Derek Mason a lion's share of responsibility, and you see McNair right there to see him very quickly.
2 key points here on the route. A little shallow cross. As he crosses over, this is anybody's ball. He takes it away first. Then here's the second effort you're talking about. He sees there's an opportunity to get in the end zone. He's not going to be denied. Tremendous 2-point effort on that reception and then run to get in the end.
Well, he said there was a sense of purpose in Tennessee's drive this time around after giving up an 80-yard run to Corey Dillon, and they do cash in. Del Greco for the extra point. Didn't hit the upright that time. 10-7, Titans lead it here in Cincinnati. McNair very pleased.
Dad?
Yeah?
Are we there yet?
No.
Good.
With a comfortable, spacious interior and a car-like ride, it's beyond a minivan. The Odyssey from Honda.
So, Jim, the Calitech meeting's back on. I need you there first thing in the morning.
Great.
Hey, Dad.
Jim? Just talked to Roy. He needs you at Calitech tomorrow. 10 a.m.
Good news. You're going to Calitech tomorrow. You've earned it.
Hey, man.
Hi. Hey, you ever been to Calitech?
For every reason to travel, there's a Best Western. Best Western, the world's largest hotel chain.
One attorney is legally bound to keep her client's shocking secret.
I did this horrible thing.
But will she do her duty or what's right?
This is obscene.
Family Law, CBS Monday. It's Police Chief Jack Mannion's mission to stop crime.
Get down on the ground!
But 2 separate murders could be part of something bigger.
Where'd you get that?
Now he'll take on the feds.
Nothing personal.
What a shame.
And his own men.
Mannion's not going to be around here very long.
To find justice.
You think crime is incurable? I refuse to accept that.
The District, CBS Saturday. The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Best Western. Best Western, the world's largest hotel chain. And by Gateway. In Gateway country, people rule.
Derek Mason culminating that drive. It took 7+ minutes off the clock, very similar to the opening drive that netted only 3 for Tennessee, and they lead it 10-7. Greg Hendrick to kick it away. Tremaine Mack back deep for the Bengals, gathers it in at the 8. He has room, he has a convoy. And down he goes at the 44-yard line. That's a 36-yard return for Tremaine Mack. Coming up on the NASDAQ.com halftime report. Join Mike and Randy along with Jim Nance for all the scores and highlights, plus an update on the Oakland-San Francisco game. That's all coming up on the NASDAQ.com halftime report. The time of possession is pretty incredible in this game, isn't it?
Tennessee, 39 minutes. Cincinnati, only 7. That's the type of a game the Titans are typically inclined to turn in, and it's unfortunate that Cincinnati hadn't been on the field able to kind of grow as they need to offensively.
Nothing doing that time for Dillon, and a late flag comes down. Blaine Bishop coming up. He had injured himself early. Apparently he's okay back in the game, and we have a preliminary indication of holding here.
Holding, 72, offense. That penalty is declined. 2nd down.
I tell you, that's a lot of confidence Jeff Fisher's showing in his defense.
Yeah, you know, Jeff Fisher runs that 46 hybrid defense, and he expects his smaller guys, in which Blaine Bishop certainly is one of them, to come up and force. He's got a tremendous amount of confidence in this unit. Blaine Bishop about 5'9". If he's standing straight up, you straighten those bow legs out. That's why we call him Cowboy. He may get you to 5'9", but he sure is tough.
2nd and 14. There was a loss, obviously, on the play, so that had something to do with not taking the penalty. Pass is complete to Danny Farmer, another of the many young receivers for the Cincinnati team. Samari Roll taking him out of bounds. Farmer, rookie out of UCLA, more of a possession receiver. But you look at the Cincinnati team, and They are good and they are young, but you know, we've been saying that about this organization since 1992.
Yeah.
They've always had good talent, been very young, and never real productive.
Isn't it funny how most of that talent that winds up getting out of here for one reason or another has at least some modicum of success in other places?
3rd down and 9. 4 wide receivers set for Achilles Smith. He's got room. He's going to tuck it. High stepping inside the 40. And out at the 36, a 20-yard gain for Achilles Smith. This was reminiscent of what he provided when he was a part of the Quack Attack in Eugene, Oregon.
The program doing pretty well here. Great situation setting up, makes a quick decision. That's one of the things that Achilles Smith needs to do. Decipher the coverage. If there's no opportunity there, pull it down, make the defense really attack him.
Well, Kenny Anderson, his offensive coordinator, is very, very high on him. Just thinks like everything, the learning curve is still underway. Pass is caught. That's Battaglia, the tight end. You know, they went to a 2 tight end set that was very effective against Miami early last week. That's a 16-yard hookup. Javon Curse has been handled by Willie Anderson in the few times that they've been matched up today.
Yeah, and you know, this has been frustrating for Javon Curse. Anderson doesn't need much help. You know, they talked about that chip block they were going to give him if he needs some help out there. Doesn't need it with Javon Curse. He's handling by himself.
1st and 10. Here's Dillon. Well, he really ran into his own blocker, Cliff Gross. Jason Fisk, the right tackle, comes up to make the stop. Well, we talked with Willie Anderson about that, and now I think that he, among a number of the Bengal linemen, are very happy to see that Dick LeBeau really does want to run the football. There had been some token interest by Bruce Coslet to run it. Willie Anderson says, you know, we know now that Dick LeBeau wants to run the football, and offensive linemen historically like that.
Yeah, it's a point of pride for them, and when you tell them you're going to run, then you change your mind mid-flow. It's an indictment on their ability in their minds.
Pass is incomplete, intended for Battaglia. Some of the crowd felt there may have been some premature contact. Blaine Bishop was there and did a nice job, and it falls incomplete. It'll be 3rd down and 9.
In fact, you know, Willie was telling us yesterday that, hey, we do take pride in what we do. We'd like to go out and play smash mouth more often. It's encouraging for us when we decide in our game plan that's what we're going to do, and then we actually go out and do it.
We haven't heard Peter Warwick's name to this point. 3rd down and long coming up. Cincinnati 1 for 3 in 3rd down conversions. That's Brandon Bennett. Stopped inside the 20, and I don't know that the crowd was very pleased with that call as they set up for 3. And this is not a chip shot, particularly for Rackers, who does have 3 field goals last week, but has been very inconsistent. In fact, 3 out of 6 coming into today's game. His longest only 38 yards. This will be a 35-yard. And there you see it's partially blocked, and you'll hear the reaction from the crowd. The boos come more, I think, because of the 3rd down call than the missed field goal.
Well, you know, I'll tell you what, I think if they make the field goal, then you probably don't hear any emotion from them. That certainly didn't help the situation.
Yeah, I think there is a lingering residue with the Cincinnati fans that have seen this for the last 10 years.
Well, the key with blocking a punch, you got to get pushed from the middle and got to get your hands up in the air. Tremendous push by that Titan defensive front. Jeff Fisher just loves this. And he's a defensive-minded guy. Anytime you can get pressure on a guy in a situation like this, look at Jeff Fisher. Isn't he excited?
Yeah, he is. He's a pleasure to be around. He really is. 10-7 Tennessee. They have it at their 25-yard line. Eddie George off the left side. Yardage after contact. That's the measuring stick at the professional level, really at any level for a running back. And Eddie's always been one of the best at that. Contact made at the line of scrimmage, and he still manages a 4 to 5 yard pickup. We'll call it 2nd and 6 coming up.
I like his durability. I mean, this is his 68th consecutive start. You know, that's saying something in the National Football League.
81 yards for him so far today. 3 minutes left in the half. Oh, intercepted. Darrell Williams. Touchdown.
See if we can see what McNair sees. A zone coverage package, and I think the problem with McNair, he just telegraphed that pass. He locked in on the one receiver, and that was it. Wycheck turns around. Double coverage. He got banjo coverage on either side. There was a defender there. Darrell Williams stepping up for the pick. I don't think McNair even saw it.
No, he didn't.
The problem is when you see traffic underneath, you isolate on one guy, you better be sure that no one's underneath. It could be a linebacker. It could be a safety coming down high of the hole. Corey Hall stepping up in there. A lot of bodies around that ball. Steve McNair, mistake here and isolated on one guy, locking in on that receiver and committing it. When he had banjo coverage, players on either side of him. That's a bad decision.
What a big day for Darrell Williams. He's got a fumble recovery in the end zone, and now an interception return for a touchdown. And Bruce Matthews lost in all of that. Bruce Matthews went down, and they're checking his knee.
Well, they've already got problems with Brad Hopkins, who's the starter at left tackle over there. Bruce is the starting left guard. So that left side of that Titans offensive line is in trouble right now. Bruce, the veteran, the stalwart on that side. But I guarantee you, if there's a way that Bruce can play and come back, he will.
You see Willie Anderson come over and give him a love pat there. The veteran of the Cincinnati Bengals is back on the field. He is putting some pressure on it as he leaves. I mentioned Darrell Williams. He forced a fumble into the end zone. That's 6 taken away, and then he adds a touchdown. So you can say he has taken away at least 6 from Tennessee and picked up another 6 for his own team today.
That's what you need. When you're out-talented, you need to make big plays. If you're playing against a team that can dominate you, the only way, even in the statistical category, you're on the short end.
And Rackers puts it through. So after a missed field goal, it was deflected early on. Cincinnati's defense comes up with a takeaway. Darrell Williams, a 36-yard interception return. Will once again give the Bengals the lead.
And Timothy, continue the thought, even if you're out-talented, you can stay in games by making big plays. I mean, you don't expect to go blow for blow with a team as aggressive and as talented and as deep, well-coached as the Tennessee Titans. But if you make 2 or 3 key plays, despite being just outdistanced in every major statistical category, you've got a shot at winning games.
Now, you say, can Cincinnati get it done? Yes, certainly they can, particularly when the breaks go their way. And opportunities blown by the Titans, we saw that the entire first quarter.
Yeah, and that's something that's atypical for this team, because one of the things that Jeff Fisher, as you look at the time of possession, 20 to 40, you would suspect that the Titans would be all over the Bengals at this point. But again, you attribute the big plays as the single deciding factor why this game is the way it is in terms of the score. Cincinnati staying in it.
Well, Dick LeBeau's tried to create some excitement, has brought a little bit, we talked about businessman's approach, but also his speed of practice, getting more in a shorter span of time. And these younger players, for the most part, that he's coaching are just out of college. And I think the spirit, a little bit of a rah-rah collegiate atmosphere he's built. We were at practice the other day, and we both felt that.
You bet. We were speaking with Eric Ball, the former Cincinnati running back, and one of the things he pointed out, he said, Spencer, we're getting so much done right now in less time. It's encouraging for these guys. They've got something to look forward to. And if they can get a win here today, they'll see immediate returns.
Mason brings the kick back just shy of the 30-yard line to the 29. And Dick LeBeau, you think about it, 63 years young. He's a coach's answer to Dick Clark. Looks much younger than his 63 years. And in the time he spent as a defensive coordinator, both here in Cincinnati and then later with the Pittsburgh Steelers, 92 to 96, those were coaching prime years there. He did interview for a number of head coaching opportunities in the 80s and early 90s. Finally gets his shot here.
Yeah, sooner, oftentimes in the best situation. Timing is everything in this league.
Eddie George, nice cutback. That is vintage George. He has a first down, little extracurricular activity up front. Zach Pillar getting a few whacks in, along with Adrian Ross, the linebacker. Cincinnati pretty excited about the score, and Tennessee trying to let them know there's plenty of time remaining. Remember, Cincinnati had a 13-0 lead on Miami last week. It was 13-10 at the half, and the blowout was on in the second. George takes it beyond the 45 to the 46. 2-minute warning.
That's the 2-minute warning.
Thank you. We'll be back.
Anxious, doubtful, not how you should feel with a new computer. At Gateway, we think you should feel good, and you should stay that way. Call 1-800-GATEWAY, and for just $799, get a Gateway Essential PC with an Intel Celeron processor, a year of America Online, preloaded software, basic 24/7 tech support, even free technology clinics. See, in Gateway Country, people rule.
Big on taste, but low on cash? Try the new 99-cent BK Cravers menu from Burger King. 8 mouth-watering choices at an unbelievable price. Like the delicious flame-broiled Bullseye Barbecue Deluxe Burger or cheesy mozzarella sticks. Just 99 cents every day at Burger King, where you can get great-tasting food every day. Got the urge?
What gets us through the lean years? Why do we still hope when greatness has passed us over once again? Because when destiny finally does show up, and she will, we can say, I was here all along. This is why we watch. NFL Sunday Ticket lets you flip through up to 13 channels of NFL football every Sunday on DirecTV. Never miss a moment. Sign up now and also get our best programming package free for 3 months.
The Fighting Irish of Notre Dame go into battle against Navy. Then it's an SEC showdown of superpowers. Auburn collides with Florida. Next Saturday on CBS.
How about that? Bengals lead the Titans 14-10. And you can get live updates for each NFL game as it happens. Just click on live scores at cbs.sportsline.com. Tim Brando, Spencer Tillman, happy to have you with us. Better than 60,000 on hand in the palatial Paul Brown Stadium. This is one of the few openings of a stadium that has not gotten international attention.
But it sure is pretty.
It is.
Nice, well laid out. Architecture is excellent.
Very similar, really, to Baltimore as well as Ericsson Stadium in Carolina. 2nd down and 5. Under 2 minutes left in the half. Pressure, down he goes. Foley with the hit. That was just a wide open shot on McNair from the blind side. It may take a while for him to get up.
And one of the things he told us the other day was that's what's going to hurt him. He's coming off that sternum shot Kansas City a couple of weeks ago. He's still not fully recovered. The impact, this particular type of impact, almost a near type shot, are the things that really hurt him the most.
Well, that was,
and he was slow to get up.
Yeah, and that was...
Timeout, Tennessee. That's the team's second charge timeout. 30-second timeout.
You know, you take a look at that hit in week 2 that he experienced. A similar looking hit. He's looking away at the front side. Helmet right squarely in the sternum. Oh, my goodness. Clemens there with the shot right to the chest.
Yeah, Dwayne Clemens delivered that hit, and they carted him off, you'll recall. Neil O'Donnell, a capable backup. And then, really, when you think about it, McNair's resurgence last week was, to some extent, attributable to what he had done the prior week against Pittsburgh. Comes right in, 4-play drive, game on the line when O'Donnell couldn't go. And suddenly everyone knew, hey, this is his team.
And that's what Jeff Fisher alluded to earlier today. He said, you don't know how big that comeback against Pittsburgh really was to his psyche. That was definitely key for him personally, as well as the team.
3rd down and 14 after the timeout. Pretty good half for him, short of that interception. Return for a touchdown by Darrell Williams, which has given Cincinnati this lead. Rolling out, little misdirection out to Wycheck. Zach Pillar in front. But he could not affect the block, and the Bengals' lateral pursuit good enough to haul him down. Tennessee will be forced into a punt formation, and Cincinnati may have a crack at getting more points before the end of the half.
Timeout, Cincinnati. That's the team's second charge timeout. 30-second timeout. Please reset the game clock to 1:32. 1:32 on the game clock. Thank you.
You see that Pittsburgh and Jets score 10-3 right now. Look at the Bengals ranking is very poor, yes, but you know what? In the giveaway area, they've improved upon that 28th ranking today. They've actually taken some away to get some touchdowns and and thwart Tennessee's effort going into the end zone when George fumbled.
Yeah, there are two halves to every game, though, Timmy. We saw them have this spur last week when Dick LeBeau took over, and only to fail miserably in the second half. But if they can hang on here and perform admirably in the second half, that's going to do a tremendous amount for this team's confidence, because then they can connect results to what Dick LeBeau is teaching them. That would be excellent for this ball club.
Craig Yeast is back deep for Cincinnati as Greg Hendrick prepares to punt it away. High spiral and a fair catch called for by Yeast at the 15-yard line. 44-yard boot by Hendrick. Again, one of the real strong areas for this Tennessee team, special teams. Hendrick and Del Greco. Now remember last week they had a 13-3 lead, got a bit aggressive, and then there was a price to pay.
Yeah, you just got to remain consistent. When you have a lead against a quality team like this, you've got to not make mistakes. Killy Smith got a little bit greedy, made a poor decision, and that resulted.
And when Taylor took it in, Achilles Smith admitted to us, you know what, I never recovered from that. He didn't sleep. He talked with Dick LeBeau and Kenny Anderson about it. He said, I couldn't sleep until Wednesday night trying to get over it.
Well, he admitted to us basically that he choked in that situation. When circumstances emotionally impact your performance, that's called choking, Timmy.
Yeah, it really is. Dillon, I think they're going to go the conservative route with that in mind as he takes it up to about the 16, and you're not going to hear too many fans disgruntled over that decision.
I think they've learned a lesson, though, but, you know, again, we've got the second half to play coming up here. I don't think they'll make critical decisions like they did in that situation. Anderson will protect them with his play call, and Achilles got to understand he's got to play within himself to have a shot at giving his team a chance to win.
Out of Lincoln High School in San Diego, California, Achilles Smith, so much anticipated from him coming out of college. Gross, the fullback, his first carry. And you're going to have a few. I think Kenny Anderson knows this.
Timeout, Tennessee. That's their third and final timeout.
There he is.
30-second timeout.
Now, you really can't blame him for the decision he's making here, but now Tennessee recognizing this, thinking they've got field position, maybe they can get something done off another punt. I think about it, Dick LeBeau, he's 63. That man there is 42 years of age. Dick LeBeau's first year in the National Football League was 1959. All right, Jeff Fisher was a year old.
Boy,
I'm telling you, I mean, that's like a Back to the Future deal.
But he doesn't look it, though.
No, he doesn't.
He looks 40.
And Fisher's already got a receding hairline. He's just 42.
I didn't say that, Coach.
Well, you know, as I say, look in the mirror, right?
Yeah, there you go.
But Jeff is, I think when you look at the blueprint for successful coaches in the next century, he's at the top of the list.
Yeah, no question. He's had great tutelage. I mean, he's been in San Francisco, Buddy Ryan. He's been in some great places and learned a lot from some good coaches.
Gross pounds it forward to about the 20-yard line. Corey Dillon up to about the 20-yard line, following Gross. And I think Tennessee's going to let the clock wind down. They took that one timeout, and that's it. We are at the half. And the Cincinnati Bengals, with a couple of big plays, an interception return, and an 80-yard run for Corey Dillon, have taken the lead 14-10 against the defending AFC champion Tennessee Titans. Very impressive performance by this Bengals defense against Tennessee.
That's the end of the first half.
Coming up next, it's the NASDAQ.com halftime report after this message and a word from your CBS stations.
CBS Tonight.
I'm having a heart attack.
The impossible will happen.
You are going to get a second chance.
Richard Chamberlain guest stars on the season premiere of Touched by an Angel. Then, on the CBS Sunday movie, Susanna had it with her ex-husband until her kids made him Alaska's most eligible bachelor.
Oh, man! I have 41 pounds of letters.
A world premiere movie.
Mom has been writing letters to Dad pretending to be someone else.
Valerie Bertinelli.
Mom, are you jealous? No.
Personally yours after the season premiere of Angel, CBS Tonight.
Everybody loves Raymond. Mondays on CBS. It's all here.
NFL Sunday Ticket is brought to you in part by Miller Lite.
I told you this would work.
Good call, Dave.
The people who brought you the television, now bringing the next generation, making television as exciting as it was the very first time. RCA, changing entertainment again.
What? They gave our room away?
Not what you want to hear. Then Super 8's where you want to stay, where VIP members get guaranteed rooms and 10% off. Clean, friendly Super 8. All the room you want.
I can't stay here another minute.
Not what you need to hear. Then Super 8's where you need to stay. As clean as can be 1,900 times over. Clean, friendly Super 8. All the room you want.
Yeah, it was amazing. Whole different world.
You were a volunteer?
Yeah. I saw a world that wasn't so fortunate. They needed help. In business, I see a world full of opportunity. To help me take advantage of those opportunities, I invest in international funds with T. Rowe Price. I chose them because they work with analysts all over the world. See, I know what a difference being there can actually make.
T. Rowe Price, helping people invest with confidence for over 60 years.
NFL Sunday Ticket is brought to you in part by Super 8, all the room you want.